difficulties. That's really never happened before. So that kind of sucks
It's fun.
to actually even say that.
It's
So
fun.
okay, so where did I leave off? So so Phone Destroyer. I've been playing that on the mobile, just like you've been playing some South Park, but on the console. So if you get an idea of Phone Destroyer, man, there it is. You see it? Yeah,
No,
that's
not
there.
really. There's light all over it.
Oh, there's light all over it. You can't see
You
it.
have to like keep it still for a second. Bring it in. There we go. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, so um, there's a lot to this game. I started playing it because Link was playing it, and he goes, "You got to get into it. You got to at least give it a try." And he's kind of made a believer out of me. I've been playing it. It's very similar to other kind of other mobile games. There's a big difference to it, of course, but like Clash Royale. You play Clash Royale, you know what I'm talking about with the different cards. It's kind of the same idea, but in this case, you're using actual characters from the show to fight for you. But there's like each character in different costumes, and it's actually pretty fun. And the dialogue's pretty good, and it's just like South Park, just like what South Park is. So yeah, so so again, sorry about the little technical difficulties, but so anyway, that's what I've been playing.
All right.
So I've been kind of off and on, back and forth. But that we're not going to be able to play anymore. That's a terrible like going into that. Okay, well anyway,
Yeah.
so about 4 hours ago, it is 11/27, 2017, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, everybody. By the way, yay!
Yay.
And sorry, I get sidetracked. So Marvel Heroes Omega. If you play the game, you probably don't play it as much as you used to, just because, well, this is probably what happened. So on November 15th, they were letting people know that they were shutting down their servers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they said that by December 31st, 2017, so by the end of the year, the servers will be shut down. Thank you for playing, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So fast forward to about 4 or 5 hours ago. This is something that Marvel Heroes Omega tweeted, and this is what it reads. It is with great sadness that we announce the closing of Gazillion Entertainment. As a result, we are no longer able to operate Marvel Heroes Omega until December 31st as originally planned. Instead, Marvel Heroes Omega will be sunset immediately on all platforms and will no longer be available to uh, as this process is completed. Excuse me. The company would like to sincerely thank its fans and employees for all the support over years in development and live service. Bye bye. It's gone. Your thoughts, Verlaine?
Um. Well, the only thing
The only thing.
that oh, I'm getting an echo.
Oh, I'm getting an echo.
You don't hear it?
I'm not.
All right. Well, the only thing that I could see being a reason for this to even happen is that we already know that Square Enix has the rights for a new Avengers video game or a video game dealing with the Avengers. Square Enix is very tight with Disney. I'm not sure, but I mean, Disney could be an investor or some sort of, but they have a relationship. Um, because of that, you would think that's not really a good enough reason because there's, Capcom with the fighting games, and
Yep.
then, they still have them. This leads me to believe that the game A is, of course, not going to be a free to play, so you don't want a free version of a game, but it could also mean that a game is either going to consist of tons of characters, or they're going to make another game like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, which is really what Marvel Heroes is, but an online
Right.
version. And if that's the case, they don't want a free to play game. It's unfortunate that Gazillion, the entire company, is gone now. They're
Yeah.
gone. Like the whole company shut down. But you got to think, dude. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that's what they did. They rode this thing like, "Hey, we got this Marvel, the licensing agreement. We're set." No, you're not. And this just shows. I mean, look, I don't think anything I say is going to sound good because I'm super excited about what Square Enix could do with an Avengers game.
Yeah.
just graphically. I mean, it could be everything we needed from the first Avengers movie. And I mean, I'm not a fan of RPG. Marvel Heroes was fun for a little bit, but it did get repetitive, and that's what
Yep, it
happens. I
did.
tried Neverwinter, and it gets repetitive. Um, it was a good idea. They updated it very frequently, but I don't know. Bigger and better things for sure are on the way for Marvel characters in video games.
Right.
Definitely.
I mean, this kind of comes to surprise because I was kind of looking forward to playing another month, you know what I mean, and get all the free stuff and just play it out, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we won't be able to do that anymore.
You
I
know
was
what
all like planning on doing that this month.
what would suck so bad is if Square Enix, instead of making like a separate Marvel game, they
Yeah.
actually just included Marvel into Kingdom Hearts.
Hmm.
No, that would not be cool.
Hmm.
I mean, that would not be cool. Look,
I could totally do it.
no, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck do not belong in a universe with Marvel. They don't belong in the Final Fantasy universe. It just, for me, it clashes. It just, the only thing that pulled it off ever was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh my God, it happened again. Are you there?
Are you there? Yep, I'm here.
Oh, dude, you just froze again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
All right. All right.
All right.
Luckily, we
yeah.
can
So
edit.
anyway, yeah. I don't know. I just think it obviously it happened a little sooner than we'd all like it to happen, but it is what it is. So
Yeah.
there is some other stuff going on though that we need to get into. I do want to mention real quick a big happy birthday. Do you know whose birthday it is?
Some video game person, I'm sure.
No, not some video game person. An actual video game console. Let's see how good you are. What console is this intro? Do you know it?
Is that Dreamcast?
It is. Happy
Okay.
birthday to the Dreamcast. 19 years ago today it was released. So I just wanted to throw that out there. A little history for you. If you're
19 years ago. What?
19
Wow.
years ago, man. Yeah, that's November 27th, 1998.
Jesus Christ. I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't born yet? Is that what you just said? Yeah. So,
Good.
oh,
Happy birthday.
what's that?
I said happy birthday because I didn't yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Happy birthday, Dreamcast. Oh, so yeah, so there is. I did mention. Well, actually, let's stick with Marvel. Something that actually just came out. There are the new covers of Infinity Wars for Vanity Fair magazine. I know because we really talk about Vanity Fair magazine all the time,
This
right?
is the only time we will ever talk about Vanity
Probably
Fair.
the only time. But I wanted to get into it because there's some new stuff. Namely, these the covers. There's 4 different covers for Vanity Fair. Really, take us through it because there's new stuff, new things, new costumes. What?
Well, this is the first time I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 2 at a time. We've got the first 2 on the screen. But the only difference, the major difference, is Johansson, Black Widow, has blonde hair.
Right.
Thor has the same haircut from Ragnarok
Sure.
ish. Iron Man looks the same.
Iron Man looks pretty much the same.
America
I
looks the
see
same.
that Hawkeye has a different hairstyle.
Hawkeye's
He's got the
hair
shape.
looks, yeah,
Boom.
a little
Uh,
weirdo.
So there's some different things,
well,
and
War Machine is in this.
yeah, he's standing.
Like,
How about
so
that?
here's the thing. Personally, War Machine doesn't need to be in this universe at all. I think there must be some sort of loophole where if they don't use him, someone could actually buy him separately and make separate War Machine movies. I don't know. I don't see another reason for keeping him in this fucking movie, but he's in there, and I'm assuming because he has a suit on that he is now able to use his legs or the robot helps him walk, and he's pretty much the same as he always was. Irrelevant.
But he's
He's like RoboCop now.
yes.
All right.
He's definitely
So let's move on to the second two.
yes.
We've got the one on the left with Spider-Man,
Hmm.
Doctor Strange, and what's his face from Guardians, Star-Lord,
Uh, Star Lord. Yep.
and Penny for no reason at all. Again, a character that really doesn't matter. I think it's more important behind the scenes why she's in the movie than like the actual movie. We don't need her. I wonder. I'm assuming they're going to have all of the Guardian Galaxy people. Um, but and then we have the one on the right that has the Scarlet Witch now with red hair.
Yep.
Ant-Man looks the same. The Hulk banner looks the same. Panther
Yep.
looks the same.
Looks the same. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw they were teasing. There's a tweet out that the director teased, and it was big number 3, and people are thinking that it's going to be 3 days before we see. And what they're saying is first footage from the new Avengers movies. Didn't we already see that? Wasn't there that scene of the Guardians of the Galaxy finding Thor in the middle of space?
We're technically not supposed to know that exists.
Oh,
That was an exclusive.
Comic-Con?
It was the Disney thing. They did
Right, but
it
you
was
would
the showing of it, and they had that trailer. And what we saw was a bootleg copy of that.
But like in most companies, when that happens, they assume it's gonna happen, and then after it happens, at least if they didn't assume, they notice that it happened, they immediately throw the official one out, just a
Yeah,
cock block. But they didn't.
no,
I'm still excited.
probably not.
But
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I expect there to be 2 movies. I know you said before, which was your. I think you're exactly right, saying that whatever happens in the first one can be undone in the second one. Okay, cool. Uh, I actually agree with that, and I'll go one step further, and you're going to see a lot of people dying.
oh, I know that. I've
Yeah,
read the story,
yep.
most of it from the
It's
original, and yeah, tons of
a
people
slaughter.
die.
You'll see.
We see people die, but the cop out at the end of the comic is that it's all like they might as well have had Spider-Man last scene Spider-Man wake up like it was a bad dream. Like that's the feeling that I
Yeah.
got when it ended. Like I was excited reading it. I'm like, "Oh my
Oh,
god, Spider-Man died. Oh, all these people fucking died. Everybody's dying. This is so awesome. It's never happened in my age
yeah.
like while I was reading
It
comics."
might happen.
And
Yep.
then they end it with fucking hopefully they don't, and hopefully they keep everybody dead. I think that's the plan. Because
Yeah.
by now all these people's contracts are like so much money. This is like a
Yeah.
hurrah
That's for sure.
farewell. See you later. Yeah, totally excited. Really quick, let's get sidetracked for 1 second.
Sure.
Just like the
That's what the
fact
show
that
is.
you would think something like this would be on the 1 or 2 video game magazines that exist, or a comic book kind of magazine, but it ends up on Vanity Fair, which is weird.
Mhm.
But it makes me think. Currently, there is a razor that is out there, like a Norelco razor, and it's a Star Wars razor. And then that got me thinking that I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave and go get it. But my girlfriend, my fiance, has eyeliner that is Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Sure.
I don't understand. Like, to me, I get it. Brand shit. But you're taking something that is just the target demographic is definitely not girls, and definitely not girls that wear makeup and worry about that shit.
Right.
It's so weird. Like, they're forcing the shit onto women. I
Yeah,
feel
well,
bad
I
for
mean,
these
I
women.
guess I could kind of see that they have to. There's a big market. It's a big untapped
Yeah.
market for that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I know a lot of women that are way
Star
more into
Wars.
like Star Wars than
Yeah.
I ever will be. But
Right. But they're not the
but no,
majority.
I don't see a problem with that. I think that's just business. A lot of people see that as selling out, but that's what business is.
I never said there was a problem. I'm just saying it's kind of weird how things have just turned where when we were kids and Star Wars was relevant, no girl on earth would think that's cool. We would get made fun of. I'm like,
Yeah.
we couldn't just be like, hey, and now it's like the in thing. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying it's very weird how that just that happens now. Star
Yeah.
Wars promoted on fucking vegetables.
Yep. Put it on there. Yeah, because yeah,
Might as
buy
well.
these apples. They're the dark side apples. Oh,
Obi-Wan's
these are
Granny
the yeah.
Smiths.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you good? You got
Yeah,
that off
I'm
your
good.
chest?
I'm good.
Feel better now? Okay.
I do.
I have something to get off my chest. There's a new mobile game, and I know everyone's like, "Oh, mobile." But hold on. It's kind of a surprise. I was like, "Oh, really?" I guess that makes sense. That actually is totally makes sense. So, but before I tell you exactly what it is, so my sister used to have these, and I'm sure if you had a younger sister or whatever, like they or an older sister in that case. They had them too. Maybe even you had one. Who knows? But you ever had the Tamagotchi? You know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about? The little
Yeah,
like
I got one. Burger King used to give them out. Remember, they were
yeah.
like Happy Meal toys.
Yeah. So, but what it was it's like a sim. You like take care of this animal or whatever it is. You hatch it and then you feed it and then you put it to sleep and blah blah, and you clean it. Just all. It's really all it is.
Yeah.
And it caught on a lot. Like in the 90s, this was about 20 years ago. This was something that was really big. And I know it kind of went from there. And like, obviously and then you can have the Tamagotchis like visit each other. So it was interactive and it was cool. It was a cool kind of way to, like hang out with your friends and stuff. So I kind of like that. But just announced that 20 years in the making, Tamagotchi is coming to the mobile.
Yay.
And
Better be free.
what it is, it's going to be called My Tamagotchi Forever, and it is an app like a Pokemon Go, and it's a Tamagotchi, but it's augmented reality. So it'll be like on your living room floor or on your living room table or whatever it is, and you do everything it's in the original game. That you clean it, you feed it,
That's cool. You
you
could see it though,
yeah.
like augmented.
Totally. So, like if you watch the trailer, which is actually on the website gamefix.ning.com right now, I actually posted about it. There is the official trailer. You can watch it right there, and there is it shows like the one Tamagotchi like poop on the floor, and he's like, and like it's like it's funny, yeah. But I can like really see people that used to play Tamagotchi like really go back and go, well, I'm gonna totally play it on my phone now.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Well,
I feel like your daughter would be into this.
yeah. Well, Tamagotchi like was
Yeah.
a lot of people's first taste of actual like a video game simulation where you have to upkeep a character in a video game. And I saw a lot of people getting very attached to these things. I had one. They gave them out in Burger King meals or whatever, and so I had one as a goof because I'm too cool to say I liked it.
Yeah.
And what I did was, I played with it and got to figure out what the hell. And then, like, I was like,
Only
screw
three
this.
buttons. Yeah.
I started like abusing it because I think there was a way to like discipline. And I just
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
abuse,
That's right. Yeah, I remember
I'd
that.
never like feed it and just leave it alone. And like somebody that I knew saw it and they flipped out like it was a real creature. It was crazy. Yeah. So I think that people will go back, A, for nostalgia, and B, the Sims that are out there now are very complicated. I mean, it's one thing to like upkeep like feeding or making them happy, but like a lot of people don't want to play simulations because you have to worry about things like water and food and
Yeah.
sleep and air and all this shit. Where Tamagotchi, it's pretty fucking simple, and the upkeep on it would be perfect for mobile because it's not complicated. You're not, as far as the old one was concerned, you're not doing like quests. I'm sure they'll add them, but like I'm sure it's gonna, if they want to keep the heart and soul of Tamagotchi, it's gonna be quests that involve just you and your pet. Make him do this trick or teach him how to do this, and that's what's gonna get people to keep going. Like you could just turn it on once a day, put them on your desk, see how cool augmented reality is, feed them a biscuit or something, and then move on. I think
Well,
it's a
I'm
good
hearing
idea.
that it will ding on your phone. So if you have your just like any
Notifications.
any game that you have on your phone, it kind of gives you a little like, hey, you haven't played me in a while. Come back.
Yeah.
So it'll ding you just like any other game, to because it wants attention or whatever it needs. But we are hearing that it is available already to play in Canada. So it is actually released in Canada. It must be their way of testing it. So
Yeah.
if you are in Canada and you listen to the show, awesome, good for you. Go
Yeah.
try it out. Let us know how it is.
Yeah, totally. Totes my
Yeah,
goats.
it's Bandai Namco is in charge of making it, and they are pretty reasonable, pretty trustworthy, I think.
Yeah, Pac-Man,
So
Spider-Man.
I think they're gonna bring a pretty quality game. And it's your mobile phone. I get it, but pretty cool. I think the kids would be into it. Seriously, I think kids nowadays would still be into this, and now even more because you can get it right on your cell phone.
Oh, by the way, another side note. You know that the Cubert arcade thing behind
Kevin's
me?
right in the room. He's right. It is fun to give your kids. I agree.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
that right there, my Cubert arcade right there that I'm pointing
Oh,
to
yeah.
on the screen. Okay, so the new series is out, and I saw a couple of them at Walmart, and dude, Rampage, Joust, and Frogger are in the next series. There was another one I didn't care about. That's awesome. Like, I love that thing. It's sweet because it's in color and it's small. The Rampage one isn't like, it's the only one that's not really close to what it should be because Rampage had more than one player. But it's sweet. Those things are sweet. If you collect them or like them or anything, just know that they're out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat room, but you guys need to calm down, man. No one's going anywhere. Just listen and enjoy. I don't know what's going on.
I don't even see
talking about reporting each other. No one's reporting anybody. Just
report
whatever.
Me.
So we're talking about mobile. Verlaine, you want to kind of go into some Pokemon Go? Do you have something you want to talk about that?
I don't have the stats. I'm afraid to pull the stats up on the computer because of what's going on. But essentially, what happens was Purdue College, they did research. And based on their research, they found that the introduction of Pokemon Go to at least that county almost, I think, more than doubled the amount of traffic accidents and 2 fatalities, which is a big deal. And before you say anything, there are police reports that back up all of this. In the reports, person was playing Pokemon Go, and they were all at Pokestops. Some of these were, I guess, before like a big update, because I don't play it, you play it. You used to be able to drive by Pokestops and get the stuff while you're in your car. Yeah. And then they put an update that stopped it. So what people are doing are they'll go to these Pokestops, stop in traffic, run out of their car, and then run back in. And those people are getting hit by cars, or other cars are hitting them, just in the name of Pokemon. Which, by the way, I just learned back in April they did a numbers thing, and Pokemon Go in April went from 33 million current users to 5. Yeah. People still play it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
People, absolutely. And it's funny. I actually pulled up the Pokemon Go death tracker. This is actually really funny. I had to look through this because you assumed only 2 deaths have happened?
In that county, 2 reported confirmed Pokemon
Go
well, deaths.
So far it's been 15 deaths.
In the country.
That is directly related to Pokemon Go.
And this is still
55 injuries are directly related to Pokemon Go as well.
And nobody says anything.
No.
This is something that is like texting and driving.
Yeah.
Almost. This should be, someone has to do something about this.
But on the flip side of it, there's a couple of things that actually happened that made it actually something good. They have this is actually pretty funny. So Pokemon Go players credited. So these people were credited with saving lives in a weekend warehouse fire. Excuse me, because they were walking by it and they noticed, so they went in and they saved these people. So
so this is what happened. An arsonist went in. Made the building a Pokestop and then lit it on fire so that everybody would come. But instead of going into the house and burning, they actually called the fire department.
Right.
That's not what happened, but whatever.
So
good for them.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's good things that happen with Pokemon. So not all the 15 deaths. It's just people. I don't know. I feel like you can't
have a good game without some deaths. There is no game out there that you can say is a good game that hasn't killed at least 5 people.
Speaking of, Destiny 2. I know. I don't know how many Destiny 2 has that killed anybody yet? I don't even know. Um, so Destiny 2 is actually something that you should look forward to if you haven't really pulled the trigger. Like me, I haven't really pulled the trigger and got the game. I played the beta before it came out, but I haven't really pulled the trigger and actually gone for it. But starting tomorrow on your PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, the Destiny 2 will be free to play. As far as how long it will go, I'm not exactly sure. Probably looks like a little while, a few weeks at least. But you can at least give it a try. So by tomorrow, November 28th, it will be free to play on those systems. Will you give it a try?
I already did the first time, uh, or when they had the beta. It's Destiny, and anyone who plays
Yeah.
it's Destiny just with new shit. Like it feels like Destiny. I still like the multiplayer. I love Destiny multiplayer, but I didn't think it was worth getting the game just for it
Yeah.
because there's so much more to the game. It'd be wasting money.
What
Um,
did what did James say? He was online and he said something about James is actually a writer for us on our website gamefix.ning.com. Anyway, anytime I can mention it, I do. There, he mentioned that Destiny is actually what Destiny 1 should have been. Like it's pretty much Destiny 1 with all of the everything fixed.
right. Well, now there's a bunch of other stuff they have to fix because tons of people are pissed off, and this makes me actually question Bungie because it turns out that they were throttling XP gaining. And by doing this, they were, I'm going to paraphrase. Say you did a mission and you complete the mission and you get your XP, you get like 1,000 XP.
Right.
And you do the same mission and do the same exact stuff. We call that grinding. When you complete the mission, all of a sudden you're getting 800, but you don't really realize it because it's in bar form. And you
Okay.
keep doing this, and it's going down, down, down. So they were purposely not letting people level up fast enough in order to kind of convince them to buy loot boxes. And now they're in some fucking shit because this was outed by players who sat there, played the game, and really analyzed what was going on,
Yeah.
and then was like, they're doing this on purpose.
Hmm.
They have nothing to say. They keep just throwing out comments that are like kind of trying to get people's minds off it. Like, hey, free preview coming up. Everybody's going to be able to try it out for free. Or, yeah, we have a big update coming that's going to address some issues.
So you're actually kind of you think that this is a ploy to kind of get those people back then, or
Well, I think that they were probably. I mean, something like this was probably planned to do this, but they were. I was saying they didn't make the trial for this reason, but they would say, "Hey, by the way, we got this trial coming up." Instead of answering the questions, instead of saying, "What the hell was going on? Why were you doing this?" So I think they fixed the issue possibly.
we fixed the
But they're
glitch.
changing. I guess they're going to change the whole way things are working out now. So certain missions that you could go and grind a lot, you can't. But then other ones you still can. I don't play Destiny, but I don't know. I always would have
We'll play
figured
tomorrow, that's for sure.
Bungie would have been a trustworthy company because fucking Halo is great.
Sure.
So I don't know, and especially with this like whole loot box thing going on, like the fact that they would not pretty much be on their toes and ready to answer some questions when this came out is
Yeah.
just weird. People are getting too comfortable.
They're getting way too comfortable. Getting way too comfortable.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even know. But something else that was announced that I wanted to get into, and I know Verlaine, you're kind of on top of this. So Atari. Well, why don't you do it? Because I know you're kind of more on top of it than I am.
Your mom can do it. All right, so the Atari box, of course, is coming out, and people don't know much. They're not letting us know much, but they are leaking images. I guess that's their thing. They're going to leak images. So we have the images for the controller that's going to come with this Atari box. I will put them on the screen right now. I've got 3 different images. This is just a close-up. As you see, it is the Atari controller, modernized. Stick and a orange button on the top left, an orange button on the top left. That's going to throw a lot of people off because after the Atari, you started controlling things with your left hand not your
Mhm.
right hand. And this Atari, you control the stick with your right hand, and which is weird because even in arcades, you use your left hand with the joystick. I never understood it. So here's another
Yeah.
image. It's looks. I can't even say if it's smaller or bigger because when I was holding one last, I was probably younger. I don't think I've held an Atari controller for a very long time. Um,
Mm-mm.
what there is to this, besides the pretty looking stuff, is I think this last image shows. Okay, so there's two buttons on the bottom of the controller. First of all, notice there's no cord, so this is obviously Bluetooth. Um, but there's two buttons on the controller. One is a back button and one is a home button, which can pretty much tell you that, you know, you're going to use that for a menu screen to browse things and all that. But also, with it being Bluetooth, it does not mean, and they would be dumb as fuck if they let this be the only controller you can use. Because you can't come out with a new game and a new IP or whatever they were planning or any kind of current port with a controller like this. So it has to be able to accept Bluetooth controllers, which would be cool. If they
Yeah.
any controller could work, then you could just use PlayStation controllers and stuff. I thought it's interesting. I think it's a shock to a lot of people, you know, that they would. This is the controller coming with it. So it really shines the light on the whole emulation aspect. You know, like with the Nintendo Mini and the SNES Mini Classic, whatever the fuck, it's all emulation, and that's what this is focusing on. I mean, obviously emulation, but I think they should have. They have to not be that because we have flashback consoles that are emulated Atari consoles with like all their games on it. So don't show us stuff that we don't need to see, Atari. Show us what you're going to do to fucking make a mark on the video game industry.
Yeah, on the industry.
Like, this is not making a mark. This is just, hey, that's cool. Your version of the fucking Mini. Great. Atari games get tiring way faster than Nintendo games.
Yeah.
But still, I'm a fan. My first console, so.
Is it
That
really?
was
That was
interesting.
your. So wait, which one was your first console then?
The Atari 2600.
Ah, okay.
Weren't you at
Hmm.
the panel?
What's that?
Weren't you at our Origins
Oh, that's
Editions
right. You did
panel?
say that. Yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
now. Now you mentioned that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Mine. Do you remember what mine was then?
The Intellivision.
It was. Good for you. Look at you. Paying
Yes.
attention. Aw.
Um,
Um.
how about some
Yeah.
Fortnite?
Oh yeah.
So,
Fortnite. There's
like,
lots going on. Go ahead. Yes.
yeah, a
Yes.
little bit ago, Fortnite decided because Fortnite, like PUBG, has its fair share of hackers and stuff, and that is a huge downfall for PC. That's the biggest reason why I would prefer to play games on console. But so, in lieu of this, they have many times stated don't cheat. They take it very seriously. And so they've decided to pull two cheaters that they have proven, you know, through code and everything, were using aimbot and sue them. One of them ended up being a 14-year-old kid. So now they're kind of at a standstill because you cannot sue a 14-year-old kid. So do they sue the parents? But then you have the mom saying, you know, he should have consent to, you know, parental consent to play a game like this, and he never had consent. Now, does that, you know what I'm saying? This is weird because
Yeah.
someone is, just because that doesn't mean a 14-year-old kid can go kill someone, and just because his parents weren't there to say no doesn't
Yeah.
make
It's
it
not their
okay.
fault.
You know, it doesn't make
Exactly.
it okay. But I can also see the fact that why the hell are they suing the kids when they could be suing the company that makes the fucking hacks? Because those are the guys that are conning these kids into buying these hacks.
It's
Like,
true.
I can tell you, PUBG, Player Unknown Battlegrounds, right now, is so. I mean, it's obviously going to be this way because it was created by a guy whose name in the computer world was Player Unknown. So this thing is so messed up, and they're so out of control and have no idea how to stop cheating that the cheaters are now just going into the game and like salesmen pitching the cheat. Hey, what's up, man? You want to see something cool? And then he'll like do something like kill a guy or run as fast as a car or blow a building up with his mind or some shit and be like, hey, go to this website, you could buy this cheat. And they're proving that the cheat works. And no one's there. The system isn't even stopping them when they're blatantly selling, even in their named the gamer tags. Like there's code, like certain letters and shit that indicate, hey, we work for this website selling this company or selling this cheat.
Yeah.
But back to Fortnite, it's going to be interesting. Like, I don't know who's really at fault then when it comes to a minor. I mean, obviously, we all want to take that 14-year-old kid and punch him right in the mouth.
Sure, yeah, because he's messing up. He's messing it up for all of us.
Mm-hmm. But does he deserve to get sued? Should his parents be responsible for all of his actions?
I just want to clear that we do not condone hitting 14-year-old boys.
No, we don't condone it. Don't go.
We don't condone
it if you don't need to.
Sometimes you just want.
But look, as a parent, I would be willing and understanding of taking the responsibility for something my kid does. If the cops bring my kid, being a minor, to my house in handcuffs or whatever they do, and they say, hey, your kid just, got this girl that commits suicide because of the bullying, I would take full responsibility because that's my kid, and something I did made my kid do this, something I wasn't paying attention to, it could have been stopped. Fortunately for me, it's not like that.
I hope not.
But it's at some point you have to blame the parents. Okay, you didn't give consent to the kid, but the kid, you weren't watching your kid. You weren't keeping an eye on him at all. So you can't, I don't know. It's just confusing. That's ignorance. She's trying to plead ignorance.
Because she is. She'll probably win.
Yeah, they might just drop that one.
I don't know. I think there's definitely something that goes in there. I mean, let's just go back to what actually. What their Epic Games, they're suing this person, but they didn't even know who they were suing yet. Mm-hmm. They were just suing a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was not even a person yet. But then after they figured out they were going to sue this person, then they realized 14. Well, I don't know. Pick someone else to sue that.
Right. But also, so then see, there's so many, because then in that sense, you can say, okay, like the mom said, the kid was supposed to have parental permission to play the game because it might be, the violence. Well, then they can say, yeah, based on that, we assume everyone playing our game is this age. Unfortunately, I don't think the game was rated M for mature. If it was, they'd be safe because then he lied and they had every right to just mistakenly sue someone who said they were old enough to be sued. I am going to follow this story because it's very interesting, and the outcome could have a lot to do with what happens, at least with these little 14-year-old dirtbags that try ruining everyone's games, no matter what it is, COD, Battlefield, Overwatch, PUBG, whatever it is. This could be pivotal.
I mean, I don't know. You say pivotal, but
this could be because look, now you have a company that has no other option right now because they're stuck. They have just pressed charges against a 14-year-old. So now they can either drop the case and then that's going to say, hey, that's how we get out of it. All these 14-year-olds can now be untouchable, cheating and ruining games because of that defense. My parents didn't know. I'm okay. So what are they going to do? Something is going to come from this case. Yeah. This something, and if he's punished somehow or whatever it is, it's going to send a message, good or bad, something's going to happen. Cheating is rampant in a lot of these games right now.
As far as the fines goes, they're saying they're claiming the boy violated the EULA rules, which blah blah blah. You'll find out what that is. By using a broadcast to cheat and refusing to take down the YouTube video, that can seek up to 150,000.
Oh wait, he had a video showing. Wait, and the 14-year-old did.
Yeah, and the video
showing
is
how
called
to.
Epic Games is suing me.
Oh, oh.
That this is an actual thing. Yeah, the person's if you want to go check it out yourself, Sky Orbit, 2 words. That's the account,
So wait,
and you can see
so this
that
14-year-old just put a
he's
video
got a
up.
bunch of different things. Yeah,
He put a video up disclosing that he's being sued by Epic.
yeah,
That in itself could be just breaching everything. You can't just do that,
yeah.
no matter what your
Right.
age.
So there it is. You should go check that
Dude,
out.
he's gonna fuck himself. He could pave the way for all these minors to do what they want, and he's fucking it up. Dude, shut your mouth. Just
Shut up, dude.
shut
Yeah,
up.
like
Save the children. Don't let us grown-ups win.
yeah,
Interesting. All right.
yeah.
On with the
He's not.
chlorophyll.
I don't know, man. I'm about finished as far as about what I have to give. That one's big though. I think with time we're going to see more. And yeah, I don't know if I'm with you totally that it's going to pave the way for something, but I do want to see what's going on, and I'm interested to see what is next with this.
Yeah, we'll see. Assassin's Creed Rogue. Can I mention this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I don't remember. Like, this is how professional I am. I don't remember who, and I really don't care who the retailer was, but a retailer overseas leaked, like they do, a new game, and that new game is Assassin's Creed Rogue HD. For those of you who were like me and really didn't, I was like, what? What is this game? Like, I've never even heard of it. It's a game that came out in 2014. Mind you, Xbox One and PS4 existed, but this game was exclusively for 360 and PS3. Exclusively. That's why it's having an HD port and brought over to the next generation, Xbox One and PS4. And I guess somewhere when it comes to the actual story, it's a direct sequel to Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4, which I might add, and the reason why I'm mentioning this was the last good Assassin's Creed game, most people will say. So this is a direct sequel to that. If you watch the trailer, you'll see it's pirates and ships and stuff like that. But then it's somehow also a prequel, which means Black Flag was a prequel to like 2 or 3, one of those. I don't know. The game looks sweet, just like Black Flag. So look for that one. I think probably within the first 3 months of next year. And let me tell you, when I saw this, I was almost gonna punch my computer because I was like, they're already back on the yearly Assassin's Creed thing. They just released one, and now they're mentioning another new one, but it's not a new one, so I forgive them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it did mention as far as the price too. So you're actually looking at. Okay, I see. I just came back from Italy, so I have to kind of like do this in my head. So it's 30.49 euros, which is roughly about $35. I'd say roughly, give or take.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So yeah, so look for it to be something like that. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's something that they didn't want to happen, but and it made its way on to a bunch of different sites. It wasn't just one. So somebody got this, or somebody like sent it out there, and they weren't supposed to.
I have the Assassin's Creed costume for South Park, by the way. They have an app.
Yeah.
The Ubisoft has like an Ubisoft Club app on the Xbox One, and just by signing up, you could buy things for the games you have. And like, I got the Iron Man costume in Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Wait, so you could be Iron Man?
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's.
Yeah,
it's titled like Iron Man, but you have to change the color to make it look the color it's supposed to be. They call it like, dress up like the Iron Hero and walk around South Park. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. Well, that's awesome. I know that this recent Assassin's Creed Origins is something that's really making people happy. I know a lot of people that are into it, and they're saying it's one of the best. That makes me really, because I don't know, I'm not really into the Assassin's Creed like universe that much, but from what I've played, it's great. But like, I haven't really got into it. So maybe this is the game that's going to get me back. So I don't know, or get me into it rather.
I treat them like Final Fantasy. Like I pay attention to what the missions are, but I don't.
Yeah.
As for the whole entire story, I don't pay attention. So I go in it like Final Fantasy, where it's just a 1 episode thing. Like it's all
Okay.
irrelevant. But the thing with this Origins game is I've heard good and bad. I've heard people saying it's amazing, but then I've heard other people saying, "What the fuck did they do?" And I think it comes down to, like you said, you don't get as into Assassin's Creed games as even I do, which is rarely now. But from this game actually plays differently than all the other Assassin's Creed, so you might actually like it. The whole combat system is the shoulder button and triggers now, like Dark Souls and shit, instead of the traditional Shadow of Mordor, which now that I say that out loud, you may not enjoy. I don't know. I'll wait for the free trial or whatever the fuck comes out, and I'll definitely try it.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, all right. Well, I think that'll about wrap her up. Big old bow. Verlaine, you got anything else?
Nah.
Yeah, I think we're good. Please listen to us. You could download this episode, the audio version, and if you already did, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. But if you're watching, you can also download this. Just go on our Twitter account. I think that's the best way, or our website, gamefix.ning.com, and you could download it from there.
Yeah.
But of course, every Friday night we broadcast. So if you didn't watch it live, you can every Friday or every Monday night. I keep saying Friday. Every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We broadcast on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GameFix. And those of you who are watching, thank you for watching. We had a lot of stuff going on in the chat room today. It was kind of insane. So I like it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I'm pissed that I didn't have that pulled up.
Yeah, I know. It was good. It was like, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, people were yelling at each other and disagreeing, and I like that. So that's good. That's what we do here. We yell and disagree at each other.
No, we don't.
No, we really don't. So,
Yes, we do.
all right. Well, until next week,
What?
Bruce CD.
Goodbye. Have a nice day. Peace.
See ya.
I love ya.
Adios, turd nuggets.